Once again, the noise has returned to Verdansk. The loud and quiet must be had. You know the drill. We're dropping train stations, infiltrating through the north side second floor window. The uninitiated, they will land either roof or ground floor, but that's not the move, trust me. Once inside, we grab whatever is available and immediately move through this kitchen. See, some people are a little more clever, and they'll try to land on this south side balcony and try to be slick, so you gotta clear it. Now, if you make it to the kitchen and the balcony boys are already inside, here's a fun little game you can play.
Okay, where was I?
Yes, you are. Back to the game at hand. Now, as some of you may know, I fashion myself as a kind of noise warden of Verdansk. And as such, I found that this position behind center stairs offers the optimal space to initiate sound patrol. So we already hear footsteps to our right. They could be on our floor or below, and I'm thinking below. In addition to giving you both an audio and visual tactical advantage within train station, people often make the grave mistake of using these stairs, whereupon I'll then just casually shoot you right in the back as you go up. Though it appears this little noisemaker has other plans that will now interrupt. You see how I respect how Charlie accepted her fate there at the end. We both knew that self-res wasn't going to happen, so she chose to die with dignity, with honor, with grace, and I respect that. By the way, why do we call it a self-res? I never understood the abbreviation. How does res make any sense? Shouldn't it be like a self-rev or self-rev? Anyway, I'm pretty confident that no one else is here at the moment, so we're gonna just go ahead and loot with reckless abandon. Our goal, of course, is to get loadout as soon as possible, and then we'll begin our hunt. Now we're taking a mental note of these deadies here on the floor. Once we have our loadout and utilize the stopping power, we will double back for the dead silence. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to kick off my YouTube channel with this game in particular is because it highlights perfectly the benefits of dropping train station. And chief among them are these stacks right now. You see that? 17K, no contract necessary. Now, when using this buy station for your loadout, this is what I do. I throw the loadout through these doors. It'll mask the red smoke. And then I just take the zip line straight up. Now with that poached bounty, we now have enough money for UAV, which will direct us to our potential victims. Alright, we are locked and loaded, so let's make our way back for that dead silence. Now, this game does take place right after the first DMR nerf, so we are still very much in the throes of DMR zone. But even so, we're going to stray away from the meta in spite of this. I've missed my KAR98, so we're gonna bring her back out, see how we do. And eventually we will be pairing the KAR98 with the FFAR, which together conduct a kind of symphony of violence, if you will. I've had fun with the DMR. I mean, I like semi-auto rifles. They're fun. I think we needed a good one that's actually viable. So, you know, I was happy with the DMR, but then you quickly realize this thing is completely out of control. Now, this is a good teachable moment. If there's only one thing that you learn from this video, it's never do recons. These are death beacons. I can assure you that whatever little information you gain from doing the recon pales in comparison to the information I gain from the 400-meter skyrocket alerting us that you want to die. Alright, now we're going to grab that second dead silence that we saw upstairs, and we'll get back to the roof, just in case Mr. Recon wins his gulag. Okay, a few more benefits to dropping train station. So what good is all this money without a buy station to spend it? And more times than not, you'll have a few here to choose from. Very rarely, you'll have to travel more than 100 meters to find one, but that's very rare. It also doesn't matter where the circle is at the beginning of the game. You have a metro station here, so once you get your loadout, you can just hop on the metro and get to anywhere you need to be within the circle. No problem.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
Yeah, it looks like they have returned, so we're going to send them back to the lobby. Wow, this dude really is determined to get this recon, and it's about to get played in the exact same way. You know, we're gonna mix this up. Let's go ahead and flex on this guy. It's unfortunate for them, and they're persistent. I'll give them persistence, but again, the death beacons are just gonna be your downfall. Don't do it. You don't need it. All right, so it sounds like we have another intruder incoming. So we're gonna head up to the roof and get better
Enemy
positioning.
UAV overhead.
Now that second chute tells us that they have dropped through the ceiling, which, by the way, you want to avoid pulling your chute whenever possible. Noise wardens like myself are going to hear that, and it's going to pinpoint to me exactly where your position is. Now, are they going to go up these stairs? No. Okay, so they've slammed open the doors on the east side first floor, so I'm guessing they're heading towards attack rover. Alright, let's see if old Rhodesy still got it. Ah, only a white marker. It's okay. It's okay. I want you to remember our little friend Tack Domino here. That's not the last time our paths will cross, I can assure you. How is that not a headshot? KAR98, don't fail me now. So an enemy loadout has dropped in the parking lot below, so we'll have to check back on that momentarily.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Clearly we're still dialing things in here with the KAR98, it's fine. You know what, now's a good time to check back in on the parking lot. Oof, that's a shame. I guess you just chose to ignore the barrage of sniper rifle fire coming from this rooftop. Definitely not noise warden material. Okay, now I really want this kill off the ATV. He's gonna try to get on it, so I'm just gonna already pre-line that up, and there we go. Damn, this little shit really is milking that ATV shield, huh? Let's see if you actually have the gall to get on this ATV again. Come on, Rhodes. Jesus.
Gas is inbound.
Alright, see, now here's my dilemma. Okay, I want to fly down to the east side of that wall and finish this prick, but the problem is that would take me even farther from our loadout. The gas is already incoming, so... Alright, let's see if we can get another angle over here. See if that helps. I doubt it. Alright, we don't have time for this shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, so in retrospect, what I should have done there was after that first knock of ATV guy, I should have immediately flew down, sent him right to the gulag, grab his ATV and then drive over to our loadout. I probably could have had enough time to pull that all off. But I didn't want to leave because I was already closer to the loadout, but that's probably what I should have done. Oh well. I think these moments of reflection are important. You know, when these situations arise later, you don't make the same mistake again. All right, so we've chalked up 4 at this point. Admittedly, this first act was paced a little bit more on the slow side, but that was intentional. We had space to explore the modus operandi behind why I dropped train station, how one might go about quieting the area, and most importantly, why we never, ever do death beacons. And if it's fast-paced action you're looking for, you are about to get it. Now that we're closing in on the circle's perimeter, we're going to pop this UAV.
Send recon.
And here we go. Okay, now are you headed to this TAC rover? No, okay. Oh, you plan on camping in this little shed. And what I imagine is some feeble attempt at gatekeeping. And we just can't have that, can we?
UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Alright, who else we have here on this UAV? Okay, we got an incoming TAC rover. I wonder if this is our old friend TAC Domino.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Alright, now we're going to gather ourselves here in this shed and plan our next move. Looks like old Rhodesi's finally dialed in here with this KAR98k. That was pretty clean. That was clean. We missed that first shot. We did. That little corner pop, I love trying to time those two, but we made up for it. Alright, so now we're going to quickly acquire whatever TAC Domino had and get off this bridge immediately. These are probably the least safe way to travel across these aqueducts. GG's TAC Domino.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Alright, so now things are about to really start popping off. It sounds like we have at least 3 enemies in the midst to consider and prioritize. We have the truck driver and at least 2 others already engaged. I have a hunch there's one on top of this roof, so let's check that, and then we're going to eliminate that factor out of the equation first, since they will have the best angle on us. Yep, and goodbye. Alright, so now we have these other 2 poor bastards to deal with.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Well, I appreciate that elimination assist, but that's not going to afford you any mercy. Not today. Now, can we get to that loot in time? No, absolutely not. That gas is not slow. All right, let's move. This is why I'm a huge proponent of that combat stock. I mean, you see the strafing speed we just pulled off on that dude? I mean, and then not only is your aim strafing faster with it, but for some reason, as you start shooting, you get like another speed boost. It's crazy. Oh, look at this motherfucker. Well, that was a close one. Good Christ. Alright, let's keep moving. Now, given where this circle ends, I'm a little concerned that there's a rat's nest in the building ahead. So we need to approach quickly, but also as quiet as possible.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Excusez-moi.
Damn, what you doing with all that cash? Duffel bag boy? This ain't plunder, baby. Come on, man. What you doing back here? Just collecting money? It's mine now. Dead silence? Red car? This guy. Alright, do you want to go over here? I don't know, maybe back here. Oh, gas mask too. Thank you, brother. Alright, you know what? Fuck those hills. We're gonna rotate right. We're gonna quickly scan this gas station. Looks clear. Let's keep it moving. Our plan now is to ride this coastline. I've had a few end games wind up on the coast southeast of prison, which is what we're going to bank on here.
Gas inbound.
No, the extent of cowardice in solos never ceases to amaze me. And I would not be surprised if someone is camped out in the shed and has been there for the last 20 minutes or so. The door is open. But it looks clear, so let's just keep it moving.
Soldier incoming.
Okay, how did I pull that shot off so clean? There's something you should know about me, and that is that I played Plunder and Blood Money almost exclusively up until around September. So I have a tremendous amount of experience taking out paratroopers. People look down on Plunder, but I loved it. I still do. It's kinetic. There's the addition of verticality that you always got to keep track of since enemies are constantly flying in. And it's not exactly easy to win. Yes, there's respawns, but you lose money every time you die, so there's still stakes if you're trying to go for first place. Alright, quick side note, we're going to go ahead and hug these rocks just in case there's snipers overwatching this coastline. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, after amassing $3 billion, you know, 20,000 kills plus, you know, 600 wins, whatever. It was time to move on from Plunder. And here we are deep in the throes of Battle Royale. They're the first BR style game I've really played, mind you. I just decided one day I have to win a solos game. Like, it just has to happen. It must happen. All right, it's going to happen. And I wasn't going to give up until it was accomplished. And throughout that mission, that's when I really understood the appeal of BR. Solos in particular. Look, I've been playing games for a long time. Here's a fun fact. I was actually crowned the best GoldenEye player in the known universe, yeah. They actually ran a feature on me back in the Galactic Times in 1997. It wasn't a great photo. I was on the cover, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I've been playing online shooters for a long time. And man, let me tell you, the physiological effects that this game in particular provokes is unparalleled. When that gulag is closed warning hits and those prison doors slam shut, your heart rate immediately rises, your muscles tighten, and you may even begin to convulse if you get like the shakes. I know you know what I'm talking about. And if you want to succeed, you must now enter a flow state, a singular state of presence. And since the present is the most futile and slippery of tenses, you're kind of in an in-between of sorts. We are only the momentum between the past and the future. The great philosopher Hannah Arendt describes this place as a kind of nowhere. And my darlings, as we lie here, matching our breath with the rhythm of the crashing waves, I am nowhere.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Now, some might call this camping, what we're doing right here, but that, of course, would be a conflation of terms. We're in the endgame now. A single misstep can lead to ruin. This is more aptly described as lying in wait. And in doing so, we are sound canvassing. Remember, we are noise wardens, are we not? We are taking an auditory note of every shot fired and illustrating in our minds where those soon-to-be victims are located. And through this brush, we are also keeping an eye on the prison walls for snipers. And that right there is why the high ground is not always advantageous, especially in the endgame.
Got gas moving in.
A priori, it may seem counterintuitive, but in these final circles, low ground often has the advantage. That is why we chose coast instead of prison. Think about it. Eventually, the circles are going to close in a way where you have to jump down, and that'll leave you completely exposed. Sometimes you might get lucky, but more times than not, it's not going to happen. Now, I do have one win with the exception to this rule, but the timing had to line up perfectly, and we'll explore how that all played out in an upcoming episode. At this point, you want to keep an eye on the enemy counter. 5 enemies left. Things are about to move very quickly. The airstrike reveals a red dot to the east. Okay, one enemy with the DMR, who seems to have just been killed by an assault rifle. So we have confirmed enemies to our east, but it's not those that we're already aware of that concern me. And this north clearing is unaccounted for. Oh.
Clear for now.
Woods, you sneaky son of a bitch. Let's go ahead and pivot to the DMR killer to our east. Two left. The moment they're engaged, we move in.
Got gas moving in.
Excellent. Where are you going, Slick? Yeah, you got a revive? Okay, I see your revive, and I raised you 2 Semtex. Ah, you hear that? That's quiet. You know, this is why I'm here. To restore peace and quiet to Verdansk, the way it was before the war. That is the job of a noise warden. But I will say, I love that first play sound cue, right? Oh man, that... I know you have a lot of options when it comes to Verdansk, and you're choosing to join me on these adventures. It's not taken lightly. After all, it was all the love and support and encouragement that I received from you on TikTok that brought this channel into existence. And as this is the first installment on YouTube, I would greatly appreciate to hear from you in the comments. What did you enjoy? What could you have done without? Any relevant insights and tips of your own? Any critiques in presentation or the gameplay? Would you have approached any of those situations differently? How so? And I think this is where you're supposed to say, you know, like, follow, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, I think you guys know how YouTube works at this point, right? I think so. So thanks again for watching. And remember, keep quiet out there.